the neighborhood. I'm in the 2001 coins right now, which is being that we just had a very significant anniversary last week. It feels like 9/11 was such a out of our control situation, and yet here in the United States it's like, how did we, that was something huge and monumental that happened that we was out of our control. And the person that I love the most, like, I wouldn't have met them and had the life I had had if 9/11 hadn't happened. So it was like fate and destiny caused tower moments, and that was how I met the person that I was supposed to meet. So how do we find the little joys of happiness in life when disaster falls? Like, how do we take those things that don't make sense and that are completely irrelevant and persevere? And I think as a whole country, hopefully we learned, or as a whole humanity, we can learn how to come together instead of divide and persevere. That's truly the only way, is uniting. Like the people in charge that are so huge, they really have no power because there's more of us compared to them. So if we all stood shoulder to shoulder and said, hey, I'm not going to accept this tyranny, they wouldn't have much of a fight. It's like today I made the comment of, and this was a post I had seen on another social media site where she had said, hold the labor, not the line. So if you truly want to send a message to someone, like say your boss, coordinate with your coworkers to withhold labor. They can't run a business without the labor. So it's the same with women. Men can't do what they need to do without women. So if women are not being treated properly, we need to stand shoulder to shoulder, band together and say, you know what, even if it's only 24 hours, I'm not working. I'm not answering the phone. I'm not working. I'm not doing housework. If we all did a peaceful stand in or stand out and just said, you know what, we don't have to resort to violence, but we do need to be better taken care of. So we're not doing the labor until our needs and demands have been met. And that's with anything, with any situation. Like, both sides of the fence aren't getting what they need if the relationship isn't harmonious. So yeah, don't let those with false authority keep you stuck and stagnant. Use your resilience to stand with others, or use your resilience. Just use your resilience. I'm the queen of standing alone. So I've learned that, you know what, I don't care if I've got anyone else with me. I'm with me. And I don't know, be brave enough to stand alone. I had to have that conversation with someone that was in a codependent relationship, and they were whining about their situation. It's like, you choose that every day. When you go home to that person, you choose that. Be brave enough, even if when you move with the right intentions, the pathway will line for you. So like, when you're brave enough to stand alone, the universe will support you. Like, on my journey, I was brave enough to completely separate from every family, friend, stand alone, and it was hard as hell, and everybody showed me that they didn't appreciate that, except for the universe. And I didn't know it every time. I didn't know how it's going to work out. That's the other thing. We don't know how it's going to work out. You have to be willing to hope for the best. Like, when I said I wanted to be a sovereign being, like, the universe opened the path for it to be that way. So don't necessarily, like, get hung up on the how. Just be hung up on the I know what I need or want in order to feel healthy, right, independent, any of that. The universe will provide when you're willing to be brave enough. So to the people that are like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, you'll figure a way. you'll figure a way how to be independent, even if it means counting coins to buy your independence. And yeah, that seems like so tiny and so nothing, yet sometimes counting coins is better than being with someone who is actually trying to hurt you. Like, being willing to make a place that's for you, for yourself, you have to be willing to figure out what you want and need. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a minute. Let's see. Hopefully you're getting what you need out there today. The energy is heavy, so sometimes, actually for the last few years, there are days, moments, hours that I prefer no noise other than the noises of the house, because that never ceases. When it gets hard and stressful and heavy, chaotic, painful, breathe, rest, drink your water, meditate, find your inner peace. If you want to use like an old fighter stance, like, your enemies should not, like, you shouldn't be worried about being in a room with your enemies. Your enemies should be worried about being in a room with you. Because if you've made it this far in life, you're going to be a fighter. But you have to be able to tap in and quiet your mind and be calm and gather your thoughts before you oppose them. So cultivate being able to drop into peace and meditation when you're calm. So that way, when you're distressed, you can better pull that feeling into place. Like, the biggest part with our manifestations, we must feel it within our body. Anything with our intentions, we must feel it within our body. So if we need to be able to calmly cultivate moments in chaos, we need to be able to feel it in our body when we're calm and we know what it feels like. Because once you can feel it once, you can reproduce it. So also, when you calm your chattering mind, like, the answer will come to you. Even if you can just calm it for 3 seconds, like, an answer will come to you that you need. So it's beautiful. Your brain really is a supercomputer with all the answers. You just need to be able to clear the codes, like the path for the codes to be able to travel down. Whew. One of my coworkers is being spicy, so I'm not. Of course, we live in the woods, so goodness knows what winged insect creature has come in to join us. And while they're apex predators, they actually tend to be more just, they're lazy apex predators. Like, they want the chase, but they don't actually engage. So sometimes I can watch multiple cast members pass over a bug that I have to take care of, and I'm like, bro, you have claws and teeth. Why do I have to handle your light work? Oh, you just wanted to play. So I don't know if any of that makes sense. It's kind of that message of how, that's right, animals are our guides. I had spoken about how animals, you know, like, when we come across things, think of it like a video game. Like, how are you going to utilize the knowledge or the tools? So even with my own kitties, like, sometimes it's like, okay, what message do you have for me? apparently Abel's message is, you know, play, keep your skills sharp, keep honing, but you don't actually have to do the work unless you need to do the work. Someone else is there to help you or do it for you. You are free to roam and create and play. Act like it. You've worked really hard for it. Make your life the most beautiful that you want, because it's your life and no one else is going to do it for you. That's the other hard part. If you want something done, you literally have to do it because no one else is going to do it for you. So if you need or want a leader, you must be said leader. If you need or want your kids to be good futures for the leader, you must be able to show them. Like, we say we want love, but how do we show people that we need to be loved? Or we say we want love, but how do we have room for it? Like, do we have the capacity for anyone to date us? Are you emotionally available? Are you financially available? Are you tied into other things? You can't say you want something when you don't have space for it. An example of this was one of my partners, again, had a codependent relationship. But it was like, how am I supposed to fit into this life if there's no room for me? Like, it's not us building a future, it's us and this other person. And I worked really hard, and that is the other notion. I worked really hard so that I don't have to share with people I don't want to share with. So I won't be in relationships with someone else that would share everything I've worked really hard for, which I know really doesn't look like much. I worked really hard for inner peace. I worked really hard for so many things. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can't share my peace, my inner peace of what I've worked really hard with for that person, because they don't bring anything of value to my life. Like, they don't add anything to our financial future. They don't add to our home. They don't add to our abundance. They don't, and I don't know. You have to be watching, like, and other people that are interconnected have their own debts, and they want you to do the work for them too. I figured that out, like, with my brother's girlfriend. Like, she had debts that she wanted me to pay for her and my brother, and I'm like, yeah, no. I cut that off because I'm like, I'm not paying for your stupidity. You are a grown woman and a grown man, and you're stealing from my mission, my children, my legacy. You aren't assisting. All you're doing is draining. So, you know, and it's like, I was in detriment because of my brother's relationships and my brother's poor behaviors. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm not paying because she can't, I'm not paying for her addictions, any substances. Like, that's not, no, she can work for herself. So that's another beautiful relationship codependency situation. And, you know, like, and this is all just energy clear, like child energy clear, like, I guess, I don't know. My brother and my mother lived 4 doors down from each other. So it was like, he was a 54-year-old man that his mom couldn't let go of the cord. Like, and that was both ways, because if my brother truly wanted to be independent, he's a grown man and he could have made that happen. I was a grown woman and realized my mom had a cord to me that I didn't want, and I moved myself up across the country. So we are not the same. I was brave enough to not be cowed by her and let her keep draining me. Of course, that's another thing, is that there was, like, weird, like, my brother wanted to be a 50-some-odd-year-old 5-year-old that had women and children fawn and dote on him when he was stealing and exploiting and hurting the women and children that he wanted to dote and fawn on him. Like, he was a grown man taking money and not paying me back when I was a single mom and had children. Like, because he has gambling addictions and drinking addictions and sex and porn addictions. Like, he was stealing from my children and I and never paying me back, yet thinks he's a parade should be made for him. No. Men that steal from women and children when they're supposed to be providing, protecting, and leading women and children, yeah, you're the lowest of the low. Like, if you're a grown man and you're stealing from a woman that has children, you need to check yourself, because you hate women, apparently. And that's your bag to unpack, and I don't care. But don't say that you love someone and then steal from them, steal from their kids. That's not love. You're a man. You're supposed to provide. You can say that's outdated, but I don't know. This world is crashing really hard, and the men are about to end up losing their reproductive rights because they don't treat the women right. So I don't know. Like, the country's not going real well because we have too many men wanting to be women and too many women wanting to be men. And honestly, is that really working? Or do we need to sit down and heal our mother wounds and our father wounds and just our earth wounds? Like, we've been doing too much damage. I just posted a video about how the earth is a huge MRI magnet, and anyone that works or has worked in medical imaging or MRI or just the hospital, if you've ever had to go into MRI, like, there's a huge precaution. Like, there are certain levels that they screen for safety because it's too dangerous. And the earth and the MRI magnet is the same. When things are being sucked in, they're too dangerous. That's like your heart as well. When things are sucked in, they're too dangerous, and they're going to compromise the integrity and the safety of earth, the MRI magnet, or our cells. In the hospital, there's an emergency stop button that reset, like, it just halts, resets, stops, because it literally will keep sucking whatever can damage it in until it stops, or you stop it. And that's what earth, that's what's happening. It's like earth said, you know what, you've gone too far. The women have said, you know what, you've gone too far. This stops until we're heard. So you can keep pretending like it's all okay, or you can keep going, but it only gets worse from here, because, like, the earth will start doing things to heal itself. Just like as humans, we do things to heal ourselves. Like, we burn away all the pain within our body until we don't feel it anymore. That's how we use fire and alchemization and the phoenix to heal ourselves and to hurt ourselves. We light that flame within us until it consumes so bright. Well, the earth is doing that with wildfires. When we're super tired or super sad, we drown ourselves in emotions and tears. That's our waters, our cups. Like, how are you, and how is Mother Earth taking and drowning away your tears, washing away anything that's been a scourge on your life? You got pentacles, that's bury, that's pentacles, that's money, that's finances. Did you take and did you bury yourself? Did you try to bury someone else? Like, has that been productive? Do you have anything to show for your castle? Or did you do it because you wanted to do it out of ego, and you lost everything that you love to build pentacles? And then air. We just blow away and you'll never see us again. So air, you have to be very tricky. Like, how are you letting your emotions carry you away to the void to never be heard again. So look at all the elements within you, within yourself. How are you harmonizing that? How are you changing on a cellular, molecular level and releasing or changing, growing, adapting? I evolve daily. Like, I can take pictures, and to see picture progression throughout the hours or between days, like my face is constantly changing as I release and purge, and my body is constantly changing. Since all this started, I've lost about 90 pounds. It flexes between like 80 and 90 pounds, and that's because it's like my body can no longer withhold that fire, that wind, that water, that pentacles. I had to release anything, any people, places, things that no longer fit what fit me. And it's painful. There's spiritual growth, like there's growing pains, there's spiritual growing pains. No one understands, because it's like your body, your mind, your soul, everything is on fire, and it hurts, and it's painful, and you're hungry, and you're tired, and you're grouchy, and nothing makes sense. And nothing helps alleviate it. But it's also knowing that as you go through growing pains, you have to be easy and breathe and rest with yourself. And also with growing pains, you have to know that there's something so much bigger than what you contained before. Like, no one wants to heal because there's so much scar tissue that you have to break through. And I had this with actual physical scar tissue. Like, I was healing my body, and as I healed my body and my soul, my scar tissue actually, like, it pushed through and expanded, and it became less hard, and it was a keloid scar. And as I've gone through that healing, as I've pushed through the pain within myself, like, that scar tissue has broken up. So as we are willing to move on from our broken pieces and our scar tissue, it's, yes, you have to push through that band of tissue, yet once you actually break it open, it will loosen, and then you can work it out, and then you'll have healed tissue. You'll have more expansive, more flexible, supple tissue. It's challenging, and yet if we all want to grow, learn, thrive, survive, make it as a society and humanity, we need to be willing to push through the pain of the past to release ourselves. When I had my court date, this quote came up, and I wrote it down while I sat next to my lawyer, and it's like, free your mind and the rest will follow. Like, as you start releasing your mind from the internal cages, internal prisons, the guilt, the shame, the patterns that other people have placed upon you, you'll start releasing your body from the places that hold you captive, that make you unhappy, that make you feel sick. Be willing to leave people, places, things that don't feed you, that don't make you happy. And you know what? Fight for the things that do make you happy. Fight and build and love and persevere for the things, people, places that do make you happy and that do fill your cup. And biggest of all, fight for you. You're worth it. I had a quote that was going, and it was just following me for a little bit, but it was one that I needed to use at the moment. Like, I am worthy because I am worthy. And you can fill it with I am worthy of love because I'm worthy, but you don't have to put anything in there or feel guilty or specify why you're worthy of it. Like, you don't have to say I am worthy because I am worthy because this. No, like, you're just straight worthy. Act like it. You are worthy of being loved. You are worthy of being wealthy. You are worthy because you exist. Like, your whole existence is already paid for. It's in your soul contract. You've already paid for this existence. You already have done the hard work. Your job now is to lean in, learn from the experience, grow, expand, and do better. Like, we can only do better with the information that we have right now in front of us. So the past can't be changed. The present is yet to be written based upon the moments that are here right now. So the only thing you can do for what you want in the future is act right now. And not overthink about what you have to do going forward. And not overthink about what happened in the past. Just do what you need to do right now. Even if that means sighing heavy. Even if that means unclenching your shoulders. Do what you have to do right now to feel relief. Take a walk. Breathe. Clap your hands. I love clapping hands. That's the easiest way to quickly dispel negative energy, is to clap your hands. Make noise, snapping, anything that breaks up any stagnancy. You can do it within your body. I mean, like, when you're clapping, you're breaking up stagnancy in your own body. You are moving to clap. So if you want to get rid of that immobility or no motivation, clap. Clap for yourself. Do a golf clap. Be like, you know what? I am so proud of myself that I made it through today. I am so proud of myself that I made it through this morning. I am so proud of myself that I woke up today. And I'm just using these examples. Okay. This is just, find a reason to clap for yourself. Find a reason, not because anyone else ever does. Like, you can be your own cheerleader. That's another part, is like, you don't need anyone else to recognize your great accomplishments to know that you're great. Nikocado Avocado, like, use that as a prime example. Like, he was incredibly accomplished before he became famous for mukbang. And the thing with that is, people laughed and were happy and enjoyed his misery because they didn't have to live with the prison that he was in his body. Like, I feel so frustrated for him because he was so accomplished and dedicated and disciplined before anyone recognized that. And then in order to be recognized, he had to make a spectacle of himself. It was like, he was cool all along. He was worthy of being recognized and praised and cool because he already had all the talent. He didn't need anybody's praise to know that he was a cool ass guy. He did all the work. So that's kind of my weird little hot take on that. I don't know. Like, he was already cool before he did all that. Maybe I feel that way because I have an affinity for violin and I have an affinity for classical music. So he was accomplished violinist before he started all this spectacle, and why that impresses me is violin is incredibly hard. Not that I know from personal experience. Like, I lived with someone who was talented. I know the dedication, the work, and the mastery he put in. And I also watched how he tore himself apart because he couldn't see his own excellence within himself. Like, and maybe that's our biggest challenge as humans. We don't realize how awesome and excellent we are, and we go and try and prove every day to other people how cool we are. Yeah, I don't know. It's my 2 cents. Also, the challenge with the one who was just, he was good at everything. I mean, he was good at everything because he worked so freaking hard. Yet I matched his vibe. So I am just as critical of myself at things that I'm really good at, that are huge talents that I need to recognize my own beauty and divinity and give myself grace for not being perfect and human. So maybe these recordings are just pep talks for myself, and maybe no one else will ever hear them, and I hope that they do, and I hope that you find some kind of healing, life, love, wisdom from being here. And that's not asking for validity. That's like asking for like, it doesn't matter if it's one person or 5 million people. Did I make a difference? I know I made a difference. Way before I ever got here, I used to work in the medical field, and I was incredibly talented at what I did. And I touched a lot of women's lives. And if you know anything about women, we touch a lot of other people's lives. Like, women are the bearers. We are the weight bearers. We are the carriers. We are the cosmic womb. So we don't just affect us. Like, we affect men, children, other people. I helped so many women on their path, and like, I was the person that held them on their worst days, and I was also the people that held them on their best days, and I was the people that they would come back and see regularly because they had to. And all that to say all this is like, I have that fear that I'm not going to help anyone, and I've lived a short life, and I've helped more people than you can imagine in tiny ways. And we feel so frail and small as humans and as people that we forget how impactful tiny interactions are. And I know, okay, so I'm going to talk about this for a second. Like, I recently, and I haven't seen a movie in a while, and I haven't been able to see one since then because finances. I'm waiting for all those blessings to roll up on, right? Because I know I've been working hard and persevering and pushing through. It ends with us, and how the guy had said that he was going to end it all, and it was the kindness of one woman, and then that woman actually, like, just a simple gesture, he went on to create an amazing, beautiful love life after he was about to just be done. So don't give out hope. Don't give out hope. You don't know who you may meet that changes your life forever, that makes you want to live again. And you don't know who you are for that person. Because, like, that dude had carried that around for decades. And he finally, like, she had met him down the road, and he had opened a business and all that jazz. And his success story, like, why he fought was because of her, and she never knew for decades. So, like, you don't know who's still going because you showed up. Even when you were scared, even when you didn't feel good, even when you're stressed, you don't know who's alive today because you showed up. And there are so many people that don't know that you're alive today because they showed up. So, yeah, don't ever think that you're small and insignificant. I don't know. Okay. Ooh, heavy. The frailty of humanness today is, I don't mean to say that as, like, just, we are so much bigger than fear. We are so much more resilient than what we've been through. Yet all of us have days of not feeling like Superman. And that's also part of it, is I get a lot of grief for being too strong and never needing help. And it's like, no, I need help. You're just never present and able to see that. And I've been here, I've provided the space, you just weren't willing to do the work or show up. So to all those that think that, like, I'm out here pretending like my life's perfect, it's not. You just willfully choose not to see when I'm hurt. Or you do see when I'm hurt, and then you try to hurt me more, which, shame on you. I came to help this planet, and if you're hurting me because you think it's fun or because you have something to gain out of it, like, you're not gonna live a good life. You can't live a good life off of some other person's tears. You can't. An example of this is, like, to the men that try to steal a woman's livelihood or children, her house, her everything. Like, to the men that do that and think that they're going to be able to be super dad, like, you can't steal what that woman gave you. She gave you that home. She gave you those kids and that career. If she was with you from the beginning, she helped give you that career. Like, you can't treat her bad and then expect all of that to be beautiful. Once you destroy her, you lose everything. Just like the women who destroy other women's houses. They want to be with someone else's man because that man's so great to his wife and kids, so they destroy it. Well, they don't realize that that woman that was the wife, like, she was the secret sauce to that man being a good dude. So when she steps out, that good job that he had, he can't do it now because he doesn't have anybody to watch the kids. That fancy car that he drove, like, it was her paycheck that paid for that